it is the Monster of the Week time.
Gidget.
We are going to be talking about werewolves. And first, we are going to talk about the werewolf lore in Supernatural. So I'm getting this from the Supernatural Wiki. And it says, in mythology, werewolves... So I guess it's just saying... Pad of Definitions official website. I don't know. So I guess this is just like in general. In mythology, werewolves are entities that are human but shapeshift into wolf form during certain lunar time frames. This phenomenon is also referred to as lycanthrope. Oh, I can never say it. I can say like lycanthrope, but this one's lycanthropy. I can never say it right. The change from man to wolf is held to be possible by witchcraft or magic and can be voluntary or forced by certain cycles of the moon and certain sounds such as howling. In some folklore, werewolves are immune from aging and most physical diseases. They can be killed by any wound that destroys their heart or brain or by any form of death that causes brain or heart damage such as hanging or the other oxygen okay. They can be killed by any wound that destroys the heart or brain, by any form of death that causes brain or heart damage. Okay, I don't know why they had to go more depth into that. Okay. Okay. So this actually has a lot of stuff, like a lot of regular lore too. So I guess we're just gonna read from here. It says Sam and Dean encountered werewolves when they were quite young. In 1995, Dean tells Sonny the bruises he has are from a werewolf.
But I don't believe him.
I don't believe him. I think John was abusing him. Not on like purpose, I don't think. But I think... Because, I mean, he was a drunk back then, wasn't he? And, like, I don't know. There's just so many, like, different little, like... hints at it, you know? And so, like, I personally don't think that was a werewolf, but okay. And it says, in 1997, Sam writes an essay for English class about a werewolf hunt his family was on the previous summer, which I think is so cool. I thought that was so cool that he actually had the balls to, like, write about it, because he was like, it doesn't matter, I'm going to new school in, like, a month, like, what do I care? Like... It's like, okay, Sammy. Said, yeah, you kind of feel the same. Yeah, I mean, the more you watch that episode over, the more it's like, yeah, like, it's so sad. It's really sad, but it honestly explains a lot about Dean's, like, character. You know, it explains a lot of his, like, mannerisms and stuff, because, like, he wants to, like, prove himself to his father because he's never felt good enough. And then, like, you know, him having, like, you know, sometimes it's hard for him to be emotional, and it's probably because of that, you know? Yes. All right. And then it says, it is believed that the only way to kill a werewolf is with a silver bullet.
Except for in the Vampire Diaries.
Yeah. Isn't it funny? I thought it was so funny when I first watched the Vampire Diaries and they were like, oh yeah, that silver thing, we just told everybody that to, like, get them off our backs. I was like, okay.
Okay.
Anyway, I know, I'm weird. All right. Very funny. All right. Also, actually, there is another part of lore. So some people think that, like, werewolves come from Greek mythology, which I think is the most interesting lore. So it says, okay, emerging from Greek mythology, the werewolf is a person who changes into a wolf. No, it's just saying the same thing it said earlier. Okay, well, I'll tell you what I know some of it. I know some of the werewolf lore. Let's see. Maybe it's on this other one. No, we're going to get rid of that. Okay, so I know, so the werewolf lore that I find very interesting is the Greek mythology one. And it is about, so basically I think Zeus was upset with, I'm just gonna Google it. We're just gonna Google it. Because I thought it was on here and I thought that that's where it was going, but it wasn't. So werewolf Greek mythology. Yeah, there we go. Because it's a really interesting story. Okay, yeah. So it's werewolves made an early appearance in Greek mythology with the legend of Lycon. Yeah, I knew it was something like that because I feel like that's where they got like lycanthropy from, you know? So it says, yeah, so according to the legend, Lycon, the son of it's not Pegasus, it's like Pelagus? I don't know, angered the god Zeus, and when he served him a meal made of the remains of a sacrificed boy. As punishment, the enraged Zeus turned Lycon and his sons into wolves. And they were like werewolves. And yeah. Yeah. But I guess Lycan means wolf. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I guess Lycan means wolf. But yeah, so that's the history of that's like the werewolf lore in Greek mythology, and I just think that's the most interesting one. Personally. All right. But yeah, we see werewolves a lot in Supernatural. Like so many times. There's Heart where Madison turns into a werewolf, and that is one of the girls that Sam and and she died. Let's see. All dogs go to heaven. There was a werewolf in that one? I don't remember that. I guess they must have just mentioned them. Bitten. Is that the one Bitten? Oh, I'm trying to see which one is that. Is that the one where it was like a documentary style? I think it was. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. It's one of my least favorite episodes. You said, oof, poor Sammy, he did really like her. Yeah, I don't like Bitten. I never have. And maybe it's just because like Sam and Dean aren't the center of it, and that that bothered me because I'm like, the whole reason I'm watching this is because I'm attached to the characters, and like I didn't like Bitten. I really didn't. I thought it was stupid. You said it wasn't my favorite. I don't care enough about the characters in it, right? Like, see, and that's the issue, because I'm just like, they did the same thing with one that we're probably going to talk about in a second, Bloodlines. They did the same thing with Bloodlines, and it's like, well, they did that with Bloodlines because they thought that they were going to make like a spin-off of Bloodlines. And it was going to be like it was going to be like a whole spin-off that they were going to do, but it didn't happen. So that's why they did it that way. Like, that's why it was so like it was like all about them, but it wasn't good. Like, Bloodlines was not good to me. Yeah, I know most people don't like Bloodlines. Like, majority of people do not like Bloodlines. I don't like Bloodlines. Sharp Teeth. This is when Garth was a werewolf, and it's so funny because at cons, like, he'll like DJ will tell this story, and he's like, when they first told me I was gonna be a werewolf, he said I got so mad. He's like, I was so mad because I was like, now they're gonna have to kill me off. He's like, now they're gonna have to kill me off. He was so mad, and then they were like, no, they're not gonna kill you off, like that. They tried explaining it to him, but I guess he was like, well, why can't like he like tried to like pitch an alternate thing to him. He was like, well, how come I can't like just kill Beth, and then like that'll show them that like I'm on their side, and then I like hunt with them, or I don't know, it was something like that. Like, it wasn't verbatim, but it was something like that, and I just started cracking up. He was like, man, I was so mad. He was like, I was so worried that they were gonna kill me off the show. And oh man, you said oof. Yeah, I know, it's so funny. Okay, and then let's see. There was that one. God, there were so many of them. There was the one when Claire turned into a werewolf. I mean, Garth comes back a lot when he's a werewolf. There was one in Carry On. Oh. What? But that's not how... Huh. I haven't watched Carry On since it aired.
I refuse.
Okay. But anyway, so let's see. It says werewolves and lore. So it says lycanthropy, the ability or power of a human to transform into a wolf. There is also a mental illness. So actually, lycanthropy is a real thing. It's a real thing. It's in medical books. And it's because there is and it says there is a mental illness in which a patient believes he or she has transformed into an animal and behaves accordingly. It's a real thing. All right, so let's see. Okay, so the werewolf is also known as a lycanthrope, which they do say in one of the episodes with Garth, because he's like they call them werewolves, and they're like, actually we prefer the term lycanthrope. Okay, it is a mythological or folkloric human with the ability to shapeshift into a wolf or an anthropomorphic wolf-like creature, either purposely by being bitten by another werewolf or being placed under a curse. This transformation is often associated with the appearance of the full moon, as popularly noted by the medieval chronicler Gravis of Tilbury, and perhaps in earlier times among the ancient Greeks through the writings of Patronus. Sounds like it's from Harry Potter. All right. Yeah, Patronus. That's not how you spell it, though. It's like Petronius. I don't know. It says, werewolves are often attributed to superhuman strength and senses far beyond those of both wolves and men. The werewolf is generally held as a European character, although its lore spread through the world in later times. Shapeshifters similar to werewolves are common in tales from all over the world, most notably amongst the Native Americans, though most of them involve animal forms other than wolves, like the Wendigo. Werewolves are a frequent subject of modern fictional books, although fictional werewolves have been attributed to traits distinct from those of original folklore, most notably vulnerability to silver bullets. Honestly, I think, so Supernatural really stuck to the lore. They really did. They made some creative differences sometimes, but for most of it, they actually stuck pretty accurate to the lore. But Vampire Diaries, no, they didn't. But I actually really like that. They made up a lot of cool stuff, and I was like, huh, that's cool. It's like a different way to look at it. And I did like that about the Vampire Diaries. Anyway, it says, werewolves continue to endure in modern culture and fiction with books, films, and television shows, cementing the werewolf stance as a dominant figure in horror. All right. Well, that was Werewolves, the monster of the week. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you want to support this channel some more, make sure to check out my Twitch, Wayward Spirit. I have some exclusive merch on there. One of my favorite ones is a tie-dye sweatshirt with the anti-possession symbol on it. It's really cute. Go check that out. I also have a ton of stuff on Redbubble, so go check that out, Wayward Spirit P on Redbubble. I have a lot of cool designs, so check those out. But yes, thank you so much. I will see you next week. Hello, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to support this channel, please watch another video or subscribe or like the video. All right, thank you so much.